1. When designing an AI literacy workshop for adult professionals, which approach best supports self-directed learning? A. Providing a fixed sequence of lessons without optional modules. B. Allowing learners to choose project topics that reflect real workplace tasks. C. Requiring all participants to complete identical case studies. D. Presenting theory-only lectures without hands-on exercises. 2. A certified AI consultant must assess whether an AI training curriculum aligns with organizational goals. Which evaluation step is most effective early in the process? A. Conducting final skill mastery tests. B. Reviewing pre-assessment data on learner competencies. C. Replacing existing learning materials with new content immediately. D. Asking learners to evaluate the course before beginning any lessons. 3. A client requests guidance on integrating an AI decision support tool but expresses concern about regulatory obligations. What should the consultant prioritize first? A. Demonstrating advanced technical features of the tool. Conducting a compliance impact review aligned with relevant data regulations. C. Encouraging the client to adopt the tool before requirements are clarified. D. Assigning all assessment tasks to the client's internal team. 4. During a mentoring session, a junior analyst struggles to interpret AI model outputs. What technique best supports adult learning retention? A. Providing memorization drills with no context. B. Guiding them through real examples and prompting reflection on reasoning. C. Correcting errors without offering explanations. D. Reducing practice time to avoid cognitive overload. When creating an AI ethics training module, what is the most important factor to ensure measurable learning outcomes? A. Writing outcomes that describe observable, accessible learner behaviors. B. Using outcomes that are vague to allow instructor flexibility. C. Limiting outcomes to technical skills only. Creating outcomes that are identical across all job roles. 6. A consultant is asked to evaluate learner engagement in an AI fundamentals course. Which data source is most effective for formative evaluation? A. End of course final exam scores only. B. Mid-session performance tasks and participant feedback. C. Attendance logs alone. D. Random surveys distributed after course completion. 7. When communicating the limitations of AI predictions to executives, what strategy strengthens clarity and trust? Using excessive technical jargon to demonstrate expertise. B. Explaining the reasoning with accessible analogies and transparent evidence. C. Avoiding discussions of uncertainty to maintain confidence. D. Delivering long presentations without opportunities for questions. 8. A company wants to reskill staff using an AI analytics curriculum. Which design principle ensures relevance for adult learners? A. Emphasizing abstract theory unrelated to job tasks. B. Integrating role-specific scenarios based on real performance needs. C. Limiting activities to standardized textbook problems. D. Using identical examples across unrelated departments. 9. When mentoring a team implementing responsible AI policies, which technique encourages sustained behavior change? A. One-time instruction with no follow-up support. B. Collaborative goal setting and periodic progress reviews. C. Expectation that learners independently remember all requirements. D. Providing policy documents without guided discussion. 10. A consultant must validate whether an AI training program complies with workplace accessibility standards. Which action is most appropriate? A. Ignoring accessibility standards if most learners do not require them. B. Conducting an audit of materials, interface design, and instructional methods. C. Asking learners to report barriers without performing any review. D. Replacing the program solely based on user complaints. 11. When analyzing the effectiveness of an AI tool orientation class, which evaluation method best measures long-term transfer of learning? A. Tracking completion of introductory reading materials. B. Assessing real workplace performance several weeks after training. C. Counting the number of questions asked during class. D. Reviewing only the immediate post-training quiz. 12. A client asks for AI recommendations, but their dataset lacks quality and consistency. What should the consultant do first? A. Build the AI model anyway and address issues later. B. Conduct a data readiness assessment and outline remediation steps. C. Suggest abandoning AI initiatives entirely. D. Require the client to perform complex pre-processing without guidance. 13. Which curriculum development action ensures alignment between AI course content and learner job roles? A. Using a generic template for all departments. B. Conducting a job task analysis to identify role-specific competencies. C. Designing lessons based solely on available software tools. D. Creating content without consulting subject matter experts. 14. A learner expresses frustration with AI model evaluation concepts. What communication strategy supports emotional engagement? A. Redirecting their concerns without addressing feelings. B. Validating the challenge and offering step-by-step explanations. C. Repeating definitions without contextualized examples. D. Minimizing the importance of the topic to ease pressure. 15. When facilitating an AI risk awareness seminar, what method best supports active participation? A. Presenting long lectures without learner input. B. Using group case studies involving real risk scenarios. C. Limiting discussion to the instructor's experiences only. D. Avoiding collaborative tasks to save time. 16. A consultant recommends periodic AI model audits. Which rationale best supports regulatory compliance? A. Audits detect shifts in data or performance that may cause non-compliance. B. Audits are unnecessary unless legally mandated. C. Audits serve mainly as a formality without practical value. D. Audits are useful only for highly technical teams. 17. When guiding learners to evaluate AI system transparency, which approach encourages critical thinking? A. Providing predetermined conclusions for memorization. B. Requiring learners to compare multiple model explanation methods. C. Avoiding analysis of explanation quality. D. Allowing learners to ignore conflicting evidence. 18. A consultant is preparing a mentoring plan for a team adopting prompt engineering methods. Which step is most effective for ongoing support? A. Conducting a single introductory session only. B. Scheduling iterative practice sessions with feedback loops. C. Allowing learners to practice independently without review. D. Providing written instructions with no demonstrations. 19. During a client workshop, a disagreement arises about responsible AI practices. Which conflict resolution strategy enhances professional communication? A. Escalating disagreement by reinforcing personal opinions. B. Encouraging each party to share perspectives and identifying shared goals. C. Ending the discussion abruptly to maintain control. D. Ignoring the disagreement to avoid discomfort. 20. To ensure an AI safety curriculum remains current, what is the most effective quality assurance method? A. Updating content only when learners request it. B. Establishing periodic reviews tied to emerging standards and best practices. C. Allowing content to remain unchanged for stability. D. Reducing content revisions to limit staff workload. 21. A client requests a performance evaluation rubric for an AI workflow training module. What component is essential? A. Clear criteria describing behaviors indicating proficiency. B. General statements with no measurable indicators. C. Rubrics identical for all departments regardless of tasks. D. Criteria based solely on participation rather than skill. 22. While teaching prompt engineering concepts, which adult learning principle increases long-term retention? A. Passive listening without practice activities. B. Immediate application through guided experimentation. C. Memorization of definitions without examples. D. Reducing hands-on tasks to simplify instruction. 23. When reviewing an AI policy training program, what factor most strongly supports ethical compliance? A. Lessons promoting transparency, fairness, accountability, and oversight. B. Lessons focused solely on technical optimization. C. Lessons without discussion of organizational responsibilities. D. Lessons that avoid real-world policy applications. 24. A consultant must determine whether an AI training pilot program should scale to the full organization. Which evidence is most valuable? A. Learners' anecdotal comments without performance data. B. Demonstrated improvements in task accuracy and efficiency. C. Number of participants attending the pilot. D. Popularity of the instructor. 25. When advising a team on data governance training, what teaching method enhances learner ownership? A. Instructor-controlled lectures. B. Team-developed action plans based on organizational data practices. C. Memorizing definitions without application. D. Avoiding collaborative design of procedures. 26. A mentee wants to strengthen their ability to explain AI limitations to clients. What developmental strategy is most effective? A. Providing feedback after simulated client consultations. B. Asking them to study definitions independently. C. Recommending they avoid discussing limitations. D. Encouraging reliance on technical documents alone. 27. For an AI training course to be inclusive for diverse adult learners, what instructional design component is critical? A. Multiple formats including visual, auditory, and hands-on activities. B. Use of one preferred teaching style to simplify design. C. Limiting practice tasks to one type for consistency. D. Removing opportunities for learner choice. 28. A consultant analyzing training impact needs to measure return on learning investment. Which evidence is most relevant? A. Increased operational performance linked to improved skills. B. Number of slides used in the training. C. Length of the training session. D. How entertaining learners found the instructor. 29. When teaching AI data annotation standards, which method improves learner precision? A. Providing multiple annotated samples with guided error analysis. B. Asking learners to annotate without instructions. C. Offering only theoretical descriptions of annotation. D. Allowing inconsistent annotation rules across the team.